This channel that, according to their video stats, they had over 2.5 million views. So let's say there was $7 for every 1,000 views. That would mean this channel is actually making over 17,000. So I decided to finally use Claude AI. And here's a video that I made in like 60 minutes with Claude and this secret tool.
But what your hens do between the moment that coop door closes and the moment you open it at dawn is far stranger, far more precise.
And if you're looking at this video right now, then you've probably seen some of these other videos show up on your feed with everybody talking about how to use Claude AI to make videos. And in some cases, it's just a prompt. And from the prompt, you just integrate a few tools and you have a video exported at the ending. And while that's cool, I'm really exploring a scenario where I can use a tool like Claude, not the paid plan, as well as not a paid plan for something like Higgsfield. Because I almost guarantee that almost every one of these videos, they're talking about integrating this Claude with Higgsfield. And don't get me wrong, Higgsfield is really good. I use it, but you have to pay for it and the credits cost more than I would like it to for the videos that I would like to generate. Which is why in the video today, I'm exploring how to use Claude AI for free, as well as integrate it with a tool called Google Flow, where sure, there are paid plans, but the solution that we're going to use doesn't require any credits. The only things that are going to cost some credits are the video generations, and it's image to video generation, so it don't cost as much. And it's just a few image to video generations that I did at the beginning of this video here.
Every evening it happens at almost the same moment. The light starts to go. One by one.
Okay, so let's go through this really fast process. This is actually going to be faster than you think it's going to be. I found Claude by just searching up for Claude and immediately went to the most budget-friendly option. So I signed up for that and then I headed over to YouTube, where I'm going to find a proven new channel that is already performing really good. And I did this in a recent video as well, so I'm building on what works. And so if you look at all of my videos like over and over, you would see this channel that I talked about recently, this Backyard Bird Mind. Actually, like the last time I checked this, it was like 10 or 20,000 subscribers. So it's growing a little bit faster than my channel. So I should learn from it. Anyway, I thought this channel was doing really good. When I sorted by popular, I saw there's a video that's 1.6 million views from just a month ago. So basically what I want to do is not copy that, but use this channel for inspiration to recreate what works. So maybe I'll do it for a different animal, like not something extreme like a dinosaur, but maybe a different bird creature. I'm thinking like dogs or cats may be too popular, too competitive. I don't have pets, I could be wrong, but when you search for pets, these are the first types of animals that show up. So what I did first is prep the information to use to plug into Claude. So I took some screenshots of the top performing videos here. Sure, I could have copied it or highlighted it, but I used a free screenshot tool and I just grabbed it like this. You could do it however you want if you're trying something similar. I also thought that the video footage was very interesting in this one, not like a really amazing 3D render, but it was 2D, like a long time cartoon TV show. Obviously, this is AI generated as some of the birds just disappear here. Hopefully our birds won't disappear like this one, or at least we'll pay attention to that. So I took a screenshot of what the graphics look like here as well. And I also did that a few times throughout the video. Not to mention, obviously the thumbnail works. So why not just recreate this style? So I copied this as well. I mean, this is all legal here within the vidIQ plugin. You even have a download thumbnail option. It's like they're telling you, make sure and download the thumbnails you want. And this is a long script. I mean, I can take the time and go and research birds facts and read some of these articles here and then go and generate a really original script. But this is 2026. Who does that anymore? Anyway, so I have this top performing video here. I simply came down to show transcript, copy transcript, because I want to study this transcript and see what from it I can keep and as well what I will not need. Of course, most of it, according to this 1.6 million, 48,711 views. And so now that I had everything I needed over here, it was time to head back over to Claude, where first I shared the different screenshots that I just took. These are the top performing videos as well as what some of the screenshots look like from the actual video and the thumbnail. I also pasted the script here for that video. I'm not sure if this worked just like ChatGPT here, so I simply hit record and started explaining what it is I needed. Whereby I basically told it that I want to start the process of creating a really awesome new YouTube channel, or at least new videos for this new YouTube channel. I'm copying this style of a channel called Backyard Bird Mind, which I would share some of the images as well as the top performing videos in terms of the thumbnails. I will be sharing the scripts and as well as some of the screenshots what the videos look like. Then I realized I don't want it to be about those birds. So I came back here and I told it what I would like to create videos like this, but not about birds. And since you're AI, I'd prefer if you suggest to me, based on the top performing videos, come up with something other than birds, maybe a different type of bird, maybe a different type of pet. Then I wondered, how can I include actual search results from the vidIQ tool so that it can really validate this topic? And so I did some quick research and realized that vidIQ actually has a tool right now, a YouTube data tool that you can connect vidIQ with Claude. Right now, you can use this for free, but with this tool, it can integrate directly with your YouTube channel and give you the exact results, the information that you need here right in Claude. And so I followed the quick instructions of setting this up in 60 seconds or less by just copying the server URL in settings, connectors, customize, and then I hit add to connectors and add custom connector and pasted it right here and named it something very specific like vidIQ. Anyway, so that took like 10 seconds. And so I headed back over to the chat window and I told it that go ahead and feel free to use my vidIQ integrated plugin for this, but it has to also develop detailed image prompts, as well as a few image to video prompts. And that is because I saw on this other video here, the beginning has some animation, but the rest of it does not. Just has some zoom ins of images and some movement, but it's of the image. Also part of this same prompt, I told Claude that I'll be using Google Flow. Thank goodness it realized I meant Google Flow. I'm using that to generate the actual images as well as the image to video. Now, just in case it needed it, I went ahead and shared that top performing video. So I did all of that in just one prompt. And coming out of that, Claude went ahead and told me that it found 4 top contenders. This is comparing to the birds. It also did mention cats. Shocking. But what was really interesting was backyard chickens. I never thought about that. That is something I never thought about making a video on. But it said it's actually the best option to go with. And the AI is not supposed to lie, right? So I decided to just go with that. So it gave me the option to pick one of them. And I did pick the one about the chickens. And I went ahead and create the video script. And I got this full video script, which I have to say, I really did think it was a little bit better than a natural script that I would get from ChatGPT. At least at the first attempt. I can get something out of this quality on ChatGPT, but I found that after like 2 or 3 improvements. This was right out of the gate. So the script was done. The next thing was to generate the different image prompts as well as image to video prompts. So I told it to go ahead and do that based on the title. So I went ahead and told Claude that I approved that video script. So go ahead and build a visual package, the detailed Google Flow image prompts for every scene in the illustrated comic book style. Also the first 2 or 3 image to video prompts for that hook. That's the beginning of the video. And a thumbnail prompt. And I like options, so I told it to make 3. And in a few seconds, I got all of the prompts that I needed here. Now I know you're seeing all of these prompts one by one, and because I'm not automating with Claude Code and just generating this with one click, you might be thinking that I'm going to do this one by one, but I'm not. It's going to be automated, but in a different way. And I actually stumbled upon this. I'll show you that in a second. And so now I'm going to head over to Google Flow and generate all of those images and videos for free. And it's going to be way faster than you think, not one by one. And so here's what went down in Google Flow. I came to this chat box right here, and I see that there's an agent mode now. So I click that, and then I asked it, I want to block generate images. I guess it realized I meant I want to bulk generate images based on multiple prompts. It said, yes, I can do that. Just share your 10 prompts and I'll generate 1 image for each. And so I realized I can get this done faster than I think. So I did that. I copied the prompts that I needed and I pasted it here in the chat with the agent. I told it to use your attached images only for reference to style. The reference images I'm talking about here are the screenshots that I took from that other bird YouTube channel, and simply pasted all of the prompts here that I needed, as well as this other thing. In the agent instructions, I pasted the global style and what not to put inside of the images. I didn't come up with that on my own. I got that from the image prompt from Claude. This was the first thing here, global style. So I just copied that and dropped that right in here. And so I went ahead and do that. And I got these first 3 images. The reason I picked 3 is because I wanted to use these 3 going forward as a style to reference to. And this is how good those first few images came out. So I just copied those. I'll save them. Copied some more of the prompts. Pasted them back over here. Told Claude to go ahead and generate those images as well. But this time I referenced the style of the images that was just generated in Claude. And honestly, in about 10 seconds, I got about 10 images. It was really fast. So I just repeated that process. And then I did the same thing for the image prompts. And then I did something similar for the image to video prompts. I told it where I attached the image as the reference, and I told it to copy the first image to video prompt and dropped it here. And that was it. And just like that, I got this first video. Repeated the process and then got this video. And there was just one more that I needed. Because the video generation takes a little bit of the credits, I just really did it for the first 3. And also on this channel, they only really did it for the first 3 scenes. So I just tried to replicate this as close as I could. And lastly, I generated the 3 thumbnail images, just so I can have options to choose from. I think I went ahead with this one because not only did I think it was a good option, but I also went ahead and asked Claude what he thought. So I uploaded those 3 images right here, and Claude picked this one as well. So both can't be wrong, right? Wrong, right. And now the final part that I thought was going to take longer since I'm not generating the video automatically was to put it together in CapCut. But I also use Claude to make that process even faster. I'm always trying to get these video editing done more efficiently. So I went over to Claude and I told her that I'm trying to find the best way to optimize this video editing. Is there a way that I can speed this process up? Maybe renaming the images according to the timestamps? Perhaps Claude can analyze the script and voiceover and tell me exactly where it has to go in CapCut. I just needed the exact name of the image and where in the script the images need to switch. This way I can just drop the images into CapCut according to the lines that I hear. And now that I have all of the clear guidance that I need to edit the video, right before that, I'm going to generate the voiceover for this in like less than 60 seconds. And in order to speed up that process, I came over into Claude and I told her that I decided to use 11 Labs to generate the voiceover. But be sure to give me the best voice profile and exactly what to search for in terms of setting up the voice and text to speech. And Claude did exactly that. It gave me the voice recommendation as well as a description of what to search for. So it would have taken an example from this popular video that I would have shared. Essentially, I left it up to Claude to analyze why this voiceover was really good. And then just to simply tell me what is the closest voice I could use to replicate the same kind of style or approach from that other voiceover. Also, it broke down how I could customize it even further. I pasted the script over in 11 Labs. I adjusted the settings, the model, the speed, stability, style, those settings very close to what was suggested right here in Claude, especially the speed. And I hit generate speech, and this is a sample.
Number 5. The ritual older than farming itself.
Bill sounds pretty good, so I just went with Bill. Also, I split voice generation in 4 parts because I thought it was the best quality, and based on my experience using these text-to-speech software, I get the best output from that. So now it was time to drop everything into a new project in CapCut. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this so far, but I named it a project that I would easily remember. And this project is called Chicken Project. And to simply edit this, I just dropped the voiceovers first, clicking it, dragging, and dropping right here, just like this. The first 3 image to videos that I generated, drag those onto the timeline, just like that. And then now for the remaining clips. And I started with S4 because we generated the image to video with these 3 already. And then drag and drop these onto the timeline. I don't know if you can see this, guys, but the video is almost finished. That was less than 60 seconds. Now I'm going to spend the next 5 to 10 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer, in listening to the voiceover. And I could say it's going to take longer, but that actually will be a lie. Because if you recall, Claude already did right here. Claude would have looked at the script, analyzed it, also the images that was generated that was shared here. So it gave me not only the timestamp that I can look at for reference, but also what that line sounds like or what it ends with. For instance, this one starts with, "Some of them will sleep with one eye open." And it gives me the timestamp for that. So all I need to do here is simply, of course, make this a little bit bigger. So I'll come up here to this ruler. I think it's a ruler, but it's really to increase the width of the timeline. Let me use one of these as an example. For example, this one is S6. So I would check on the timeline where they're supposed to really be, as well as what this opening line sounds like, and use that as a guide to move to exactly where I need to go and what that opening line is supposed to sound like. Like for S7, it's supposed to be this one.
It cannot see a raccoon standing 2 feet.
And remember how I'm using this. This is a guide to significantly speed up the process. I prefer have the manual touch to fine tune this and make it more authentic. And then about 15 minutes later, I did that for the entire script, which ended up being like 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Because I did cut out 1 or 2 lines that I thought wasn't too necessary. The only addition I did to this really was some background music. For instance, this.
Raccoon standing 2 feet in front of it. This is why a hen caught.
And this is the background music I used. If you recall, this is not something that is separate. This is simply the background music and sound effects that was generated from these first image to video clips. So because I'm using the free version of CapCut, I can't separate the songs automatically. So I just simply drop this below this image. So you're not seeing it, but you're hearing it. Not the cleanest option, but it works. And that's all I did to make this entire video in record-breaking time for me. So when that was done, I just simply went ahead and exported this video, uploaded it over to YouTube, and all of the information to optimize the video, such as the YouTube description and the thumbnail, as well as all of the tags, was already generated by Claude here. It put together this entire package here, the description, all of the chapters, with timestamps, and the tags that I can simply copy. And here are the 3 thumbnails that I generated in Google Flow, whereby I simply just picked the best one. Okay, I didn't pick the best one. Okay, scratch that. I didn't pick the best one. Claude did. It ranked the first one, and it also said why. That was the entire process, how I was quickly able to come up with a video idea based on copying the success of this viral channel and this video. And 60 minutes later, I had this video.
Every evening it happens at almost the same moment. The light starts to go.
But if you don't like that type of video to create, check out this other niche that I explored recently that is blowing up right now.